All right, welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're jumping into something really cool, your sources on Tamiya RC buggies, specifically that, golden era.
That's right. Late 70s through the early 90s, roughly. We're going to look at how their design thinking evolved across those first 100 kits.
Okay, so our mission then is to kind of pull out the key bits, how they went from static models to, well, dominating RC.
Exactly. And what design ideas really stuck with them. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding a really pivotal time in the hobby.
Great. Let's start at the beginning then. The pioneers, 79 to 82 maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. They came in really leveraging their static model background. Lots of metal, lots of detail, trying to mimic real vehicles.
Like the Sand Scorcher. That was 79, kit number 16.
Spot on. It was amazing. Based on a VW Baja Bug,
Yeah.
Metal SRB chassis, oil dampers, very realistic with that hard plastic body.
Definitely aimed at enthusiasts, yeah.
Yeah,
People appreciated the mechanics.
totally. But then almost immediately you see them diversifying. The Holiday Buggy comes out in 1980, kit 23.
And that was different.
Completely different. Simple ABS plastic tub, really basic suspension friction shocks at first, I think. A smaller 380 motor. It was all about getting people in, low cost, easy fun.
So they were already segmenting the market. Wow.
Learning fast.
Yeah.
And then you get the Super Champ in 82, number 34. That kind of evolved the SRB idea.
Okay.
Still rugged, but using lighter stuff like FRP fiberglass, reinforced plastic and aluminum. And it had that wild FFPDS rear suspension.
FFPDS. What's that?
It was this innovative rear monoshock system, just one big oil shock in the middle, handling the rear suspension travel, pushing performance, but still tough.
Interesting. So this early phase.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway?
I think it's Tamiya balancing that scale realism they were known for with the need for actual off-road RC performance.
Yeah.
They were figuring out how to build buggies and, crucially, how to offer different things to different people right from the start.
Okay, that makes sense. Then we move into, the mid-'80s, the plastic revolution?
Yeah, roughly 83, 84. Things definitely got lighter. They started using plastics much more strategically for chassis and bodies.
Which raises that question, how do you keep things strong but light?
Well, look at the Frog. 1983, Kit 41, this was a big one, introduced the ORV chassis. That's an ABS space frame, kind of like a skeleton, strong but light.
Yeah.
Came standard with a differential, proper oil dampers in the back, and a lightweight polycarbonate body. This was aimed sort of at bridging fun driving and maybe some casual club racing.
Okay, so performance plastic, but they also did simple plastic.
Oh, yeah. The absolute icon. The Grasshopper, 84, Kit 43. Simple, tough ABS bathtub chassis, just a solid tub, basically.
Right.
Basic friction dampers, again, the smaller motor, that durable, hard plastic body. Super easy to build, tough as nails, and cheap. It was a monster hit.
Got it. So they really figured out using different plastics for different jobs, performance structure versus simple durability.
Precisely, and really solidified those market segments. 2WD performance and super accessible entry level.
Right. Then came the big leap, didn't it? 4WD, mid to late 80s.
Yeah, 1985 to 88 or so. This really changed things for off-road RC.
Starting with the hotshot, that thing looked wild.
It was wild. Kit 47, 1985, Tamiya's first 4WD buggy. It had this unique ABS monocoque chassis, almost like a single shell.
Okay.
And monoshock suspension, front and rear, link setup in the back, shaft-driven 4WD. It was complex, definitely performance-focused, aimed right at racers.
Seems like a theme, innovate then refine.
Exactly. Look at the Thundershot 87, Kit 67, still 4WD, but a more conventional ABS bathtub chassis. It had their standard CVA oil shocks, the plastic ones, felt more practical, less experimental maybe, learned lessons from the hotshot.
Makes sense. Did they keep the entry level going too?
They did. The Grasshopper the second came out in 88, number 74. It actually used some bits from the Hornet chassis, which was like a slightly hopped up Grasshopper.
Oh, right. The Hornet.
Yeah, so the Grasshopper the second got that oscillating rear end, which handled a bit better than the original solid axle. Still easy, still affordable, but slightly improved.
So during this 4WD push, they were still iterating on their successful 2WD lines, managing complexity and accessibility side by side.
That's a great way to put it. They were leading the 4WD charge while keeping their bays happy.
Okay, brings us towards the early 90s. Sort of modern performance. Platforms starting to emerge.
Yeah, exactly. 1991 saw the start of versatile chassis platforms. The Manta Ray, Kit 87 in 1990, was key.
Why was that key?
It was the first on their new DF01 chassis. This was a really adaptable plastic bathtub design, much better gearboxes, standard CVA oil shocks. This platform, it ended up underpinning loads of later models, buggies, and on-road cars.
Efficiency and versatility.
Right. And then for their big 100th kit milestone in 91, the top force.
Number 100. Had to be special.
It was an evolution of that DF01, but with an FRP double-deck chassis, 2 flat fiberglass plates for stiffness and tuning, fully adjustable suspension, ball differential standard.
Ball diffs. Better for racing.
Much smoother, more adjustable than simple gear diffs. Yeah, the Top Force was a serious competition buggy, showcased everything they'd learned, built on that adaptable DF01 idea.
So that points to a strategic shift, maybe, towards modular platforms.
Definitely looks like it. Build a solid base, then create variations, culminating in a proper race machine for number 100.
Okay, looking back across this whole golden era, what threads stayed consistent? What were the Tamiya design pillars?
Well, first has to be the kit assembly aspect. And the hop-ups. Building the kit yourself was fundamental.
Right, it wasn't just a toy you bought.
Exactly. You learned how it worked, you owned it, and they encouraged you to upgrade it with optional parts, motors, shocks, bearings, kept you engaged, extended the kit's life.
And the look. They always look good, didn't they?
That's the second pillar, scale aesthetics blended with performance. Even as they got more performance-focused, they never lost that Tamiya style. Plausible mechanics, stroking body designs, it was always appealing. Third, iterative design. They didn't just throw everything out and start over constantly. They built on success. The SRB led to evolutions. The ORV chassis spawned a family. The Hot Shot led to refinements like the Thundershot. The DF01 became a foundation. Clear lineages.
Makes sense. Learn and improve.
And finally, quality materials. Using the right material for the job, metal early on for that realism and toughness, then smart use of different plastics like ABS for durability or FRP for lightweight stiffness, and those detailed polycarbonate bodies. Good fit, good finish, quality for the price point.
Yeah, that built trust, I imagine.
Absolutely. You knew what you were getting with Tamiya.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up,
Yeah.
what's the big picture on Tamiya's golden era buggies?
I think it shows they just mastered this blend of engineering, art, and really understanding the hobbyist. From those metal tanks to fast plastic racers to cars anyone could build and enjoy, they kept evolving but stuck to core ideas. Build it yourself, make it look good, iterate, use quality stuff.
And the fact that many are still loved, even re-released today, says a lot.
It really does. Testament to the design.
So here's a final thought for you listening. Think about Tamiya's approach here. Starting with a core idea, refining it over generations of products, creating different tiers for different users. How does that apply beyond RC cars? What can we learn about making products that last, products that people connect with through building and customizing them? Something to chew on.